Hello, beautiful friends. I am Laurel Bleadon-Maffei with Illuminating Souls, and I am welcoming you to this special episode of Sleepy Bedtime Blessings. Usually, this is the place where I tell you this is a podcast to help you rest, relax, and fall asleep, but that's not quite my intention with this episode. I'm recording this episode in response to what's transpiring in the world right now. As I record this is February 27th, 2020, and there's likely a strong possibility that, like me, you are watching what is unfolding in the world, in Ukraine specifically. And it's hard to just sit and watch and take in the news. And so, when these kinds of moments happen, I look within and it's like, what can I do? These moments tend to render us to a sense of impotency because I have zero influence over what is happening in Ukraine. There's nothing I can do. And so I've learned to look and see what can I do in this moment, even if it has nothing to do with that. What I can do right now is I can come into the blanket fort and record this message filled with love for you so that in this moment we can reach our hands out across the ethers and be together. So if we're meeting for the first time, I'm an angelic practitioner, a spiritual teacher, and an encourager of souls. And I recognize in some ways the abstract oddness of the messages I'm going to bring forward for you. I mean, there is real suffering happening in the world, and I'm going to tell you to breathe and drink water. I mean, it's absurd, isn't it? It's absurd because these times are absurd. But my mission here right now is to share my heart with you in hopes that it allows you to share your heart too. I'm going to share some guidance and insights I've picked up across the years and hope that you find them helpful. And then I'm going to be bringing in the angels to bring forward a healing and clearing and peace meditation. At least I think that's what they'll be bringing forward. I am a channel, and so I don't always know what they're going to be bringing forward. But here is what I can tell you. The vibration, the energy, and the intention of this broadcast is filled with love and gratitude for you. If you are listening, you are likely an empath. This means you feel energy and experience life through your heart. So you're feeling a lot right now. I mean, I suppose I can say that I've been experiencing the normal spectrum of human emotion, which is grief and sadness, upset, overwhelm, and, everything that comes along with something like this. And then, I'm drawing from the empath's grab bag of feeling like this vibration within me, this rumbling. I got up the other day, actually it was yesterday, I got up after sitting at my desk and I just felt so shaky, like I had low blood sugar, which wasn't the case. It was energetic. I've been feeling profoundly exhausted. I've been feeling emotionally overwhelmed. And this isn't mine. I have done this work long enough to know what belongs to me and what doesn't. So let me begin by sharing a couple of concepts I hope will be helpful for you. Oh, I'm sorry. One last aside. I'm a little scattered. So I'm also scattered from all of this. You may be too. So here we are. I'm recording this in the middle of the day. It's normally not a time when I do the sleepy bedtime blessings, but I want to get this out to you. So there may be a little more ambient noise than usual. I try to make it so everything's super quiet, and that seems less important right now than preparing this for you. So, concept number one. I lived in Los Angeles during the time of the Rodney King riots. And some of you may have heard me share this story before. It was a profoundly frightening and chaotic evening. The riot started somewhere, I think, around early afternoon and just raged. And things were burning and there was violence. But here's why I'm bringing this up. In the wee hours of the morning, one of the local news stations had the actor and activist Edward James Olmos on. And they asked a simple question, like, what do we do? What do we do? How do we come back from this? And he said, I don't know, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my broom and I'm going to go to the intersection, and he named the intersection where the riots began. And I'm going to start cleaning up. I'll be there at 5 o'clock this morning, and anyone who wants to join me can join me. And he showed up then, and he and many others started cleaning up the streets. And I'm always so moved every time I tell that story because, I mean, can you feel the wisdom of that? And so that has turned into a metaphor that I utilize and share all the time. So here's the metaphor. No matter what is happening in life, we always have a broom. Our brooms don't necessarily have to be literal brooms. Our brooms can be an act of kindness. Our brooms can be a prayer. Our brooms can be giving someone who is cold a warm jacket, or helping an elderly neighbor get groceries. Your broom could be planning for your summer garden where you're going to have lots of flowers and vegetables that you're going to share with others. Moments like this one have us feeling impotent, like there's nothing we can do. But there's always something. And typically, if you're listening to this podcast, you are a bringer of light. And there's a strong service component to our beingness. And we want to be of loving service. And I'll tell you, at a time like this, almost anything we can offer doesn't feel like enough. What could feel like enough right now? But that doesn't mean we don't show up. I mean, honestly, the stuff that I'm doing right now to try and show up feels abstract and absurd and not, like a drop in the ocean when, people are desperate for water. It feels like it's just a drop, a single molecule of water when the ocean needs to be fueled. But I'm reaching out to friends. I'm joining them in conversation. On my Facebook page, it's such a tiny thing, I almost am reluctant to share it, but I'm making posters using sunflowers as the background image because sunflowers are the national flower of Ukraine. I'm posting a bit more on Facebook just to show up and love people. I'm teaching a class right now and connecting with the soul of your business, and it's about distilling your mission in some ways. I'm oversimplifying it, but whenever I don't know what to do as a practitioner, whenever I don't know what to do with illuminating souls, I'll tell you the key phrase that always puts me back on track. And that is, I just want to love my people. And my dears, right now, I just want to love you. I want to love whoever's supposed to hear this message. I want to create a wave of love so that you know you are being seen and witnessed, that you matter. And so that's the first morsel of wisdom I want to share with you. The second one is a little more abstract, but it's profoundly meaningful. So if you think about your beingness for a moment, we have the conscious part of our beingness of which we are aware. Again, this is a little abstract, but we are so much more than the extract of consciousness over which we have awareness right now. We are divine beings in human form, and we are vast and expansive beyond the awareness of the personality self. And so how it has been shown to me from the angels is when there are disruptions, to use a Star Warsism, when there is a disturbance in the force, when multitudes are suffering, the greater part of us reaches out in spirit, etherically, astrally, whatever concept you want to embrace, and we tend to those areas that are in upheaval. You know, the angels say every tear is met with thousands of prayers of love. So it's been interesting because since I have become aware of this, and I think it first really came to me as an awareness around 9/11, and I've had many, many experiences of it ever since then. A lot of times we feel fatigue and overwhelm, even if we're not aware of what's transpiring in the earthly realm, because we are bringers of light and we are serving with the armies of light. And one of the reasons we are called to engage in this way is because we have physical incarnations. Our energy is closer to the earth plane. So, a part of us is tending to the collective consciousness, the vibrational grid, whatever you want to call it. We are being of loving service. Now, there is no scientific basis for this, right? MIT doesn't have a formula that'll prove this to you. But I have had dozens of experiences in my life when this has been proven true for me. Typically for me, it shows up as this intense fatigue, and it is because I am expending energy, even if I'm unaware of it. I have shared this story before. You know what? I'm not going to share it. Sorry. The angels just said it isn't important. What they really want you to hear and know is that we live in a vibrational world, and prayers, expressions of empathy, love, tears, they are real. And we cannot always see their application in real time, but they have profound meaning. You know what? I will share one other story with you. The angels are bringing this one forward. And just so you know, I'm not withholding a really good story from you. The angels just said that wasn't the one to share right now. But here's one I want to share with you. many years ago, I had a dog named Tessa, who was my best girl. I loved her. And she was very sick. She was in hospice basically for about a year. And I brought her home one evening and she was very sick. I actually wasn't even sure she'd make it through the weekend. She did, but I wasn't sure. And usually on that Friday, I would go to volunteer at the University of Santa Monica. I loved getting to go there to volunteer. And I wasn't able to because I was staying home with Tessa because she was sick. And we have this thing at USM where we would send people light, which sounds very abstract, doesn't it? And basically, when we were sending someone light, you would close your eyes and go into your heart and literally just visualize sending them light. They never gave us instructions for this. It just seemed to be what we did all the time. So there's this very abstract nature to that, right? Like, is that really doing anything? At least that's what I always thought. But it seemed like a nice thing, so I always did it. So it was around 7 o'clock on a Friday night, and I had asked the leader of the volunteer group to put us in the light. I said, I know it won't sound silly if you have a dog or cat, but I asked them to put Tessa in the light. So I had forgotten all about that, and I'm watching television, and Tessa's sleeping on the floor. And around 7 o'clock, all of a sudden, I felt this gorgeous, beautiful, vibrant wave of energy come to me. And Tessa felt it too, because at the same moment, she lifted her head up off the floor and looked at me like, huh? Like, what was that? And I all of a sudden realized, I said, Tessa, they just sent us the light. That was the light. And to have that visceral, tangible reflection of the light has always stayed with me. And as you can tell from what I do for a living, I believe in the power of the light. So it is my intention in this invitation here together that we are sending light to the people of Ukraine, and also, if you are willing, to the people of Russia, because you know what? I don't think this was their idea. My sense from everything I am reading and hearing about is the day-to-day people of Russia. This is not what they want, at least some of them. And it almost doesn't matter. We don't have to be selective with our light. Let's just send the light where it is needed. And God and the angels know how to deliver it, right? That's the beautiful thing about this concept, this work. We don't have to know. We don't have to understand. We are just allowing the vessels of our spirit, our hearts, our presence here on earth to serve as luminaries, to send the light. So these are some of the concepts I wanted to share with you in this broadcast. Thank you for allowing me to ramble with you a little bit. It helps to feel more connected and to know that we're not alone in this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring forward the angels, and I'm going to give them the mic and let them bring forward what they will. And as I make space for them to come forward, many of you know that I channel a group of guides, Josephus and the Wisdom Council. And while I won't be direct voice channeling for you here, their energy is channeling through. So those of you who are familiar with them and have worked with them before, or even if you're working with them for the first time, with your permission, they will draw their energy closer to you to support you. So, dear ones, I invite you to close your eyes and take some nice deep breaths in and out. And allow your body to relax. And I'll call in the angels, and they are already here. They have been here since the first moment of this broadcast. So beautiful angels on high, we ask that you join us here. We ask that you infuse this broadcast with love and with grace. We ask that you assist each one of us in serving as an instrument of light and peace. And just take a big breath in, my friend, and let it out. And just now the angels are bringing to you a beautiful column of golden light. And this light has been calibrated just for you. It is imbued with love from your angels and guides, from the divine beings who love you so. You are not being asked to go through this moment alone. There are many of us around the world who are gathering together heart in heart, saying the prayers of our heart in whatever way you pray, your religious or spiritual path, in whatever language you pray, whether you even know it's a prayer or not. Billions of people around the globe are united right now in the prayers of peace. And so, just allow yourself to receive the love the angels bring to you right now to help you replenish. Take a deep breath in and out. And as we are moving through this, I feel the angels bringing to you a soft pink light to help heal your heart chakra, to help soften the energies you are presently processing, to help replenish your light battery. And just breathe. The light is here for you. And you needn't worry that the light is needed elsewhere, because the light is there too. If you will think of the light as brighter than the sun can be in many places at once. The light works this way too. So you soak up what is needed, because whether you know it or not, you are being of service in the greater collective right now. You might wonder how this is so, but it is. As humanity, we feel in our hearts what others on the planet are going through. We feel it. As we feel it, a part of us travels with them on the journey. And possibly it inspires us into some kind of loving, generous action, even if it is not an action that directly would impact the person who inspired it. You are an instrument of light in this world. You have the capacity for profound goodness. Please do not ever let the shadow cause you to forget who you are. You are an ancient and wise being who has come here to help evolve consciousness in this time and space. And I know that may sound very airy-fairy right now, but I believe in the power and the bigness of who you are. You're an old soul. You're a wise soul. So take a breath in and call in your authentic power. Call in the brightness of your spirit. And breathe. And I affirm in the days and weeks and months to come, God and the angels will bring to you opportunities to be of loving service in ways that are deeply meaningful. You don't have to know what these are right now. What's important is that your heart is willing. We are living in an all hands on deck kind of situation, and you will find your place. What's important in this moment is you allow yourself to be recharged and restored and rebalanced by the light that is coming to you. We can't help anyone when we're feeling depleted and disempowered. Take a breath in and allow yourself to be gently activated into all that you are. You are amazing. You are a miracle. You are a keeper of the flame. You are a visionary. You are someone who knows how to use your creative spirit, your heart, your words, your life force to be of loving service in this world. Again, you don't have to know what that looks like. And the angels are not encouraging you to do this from a place of depletion. This is why self-care is important right now. They want you to soak up the light because it will be easier for you to reflect the light. So soak it in. You receive the blessings from your angels on high. Breathe. Allow your body to relax. And soak it in. So let's talk a little bit about self-care. And again, I feel like in some ways it's ridiculous, right? People are truly suffering and I'm talking about drinking more water. I get the absurdity of it, just so you know. But for any of us to really show up and be of service, whatever that means, you want to stay balanced, especially if you have it within your ability to stay balanced. Like right now, I can drink plenty of water. That's an easy yes for me. And when I drink plenty of water, it helps my body to process the shock and the stress of this time. You know, as we're watching the news, especially if you feel in your heart, we are having a physiological response. Dopamine, cortisol, different hormones are building up in our bodies. So when I say something benign like drink plenty of water, go for a walk in nature, I am not seeking to be trite, even though it might feel that way. This is a time to maintain your vibration, to keep your body instrument and your energy body, your light body, primed. This means drinking plenty of water, eating nutritious foods, going out in nature, sleeping, resting. Taking good care of yourself is important. These kinds of experiences, let me say it differently. The shadow loves to make you believe you're not enough. The shadow wants to say, pull the blankets over your head. There's nothing you can do about it. Turn away, turn away. And the light says, beloved, this is why you are here. Again, what that'll mean to you is unique to you. It may be that right now, this love letter from the angels and from me is going to be what you need to get you through tomorrow so that you can go to work and put a roof over your head and feed your children, right? I mean, each of us has different ways we have to show up in the world still. So we are here to help you find balance in the craziness of what is transpiring. And the angels are going to stay with you and bring you lots of love. And I am going to keep showing up and posting pictures with sunflowers on them. It's what I can do. Be posting to social media. I'm still going to be publishing my regular episodes of Sleepy Bedtime Blessings for you. There actually was a new episode that dropped this morning that is of the normal fare. Hopefully the podcast will help you rest and chill out if you're feeling a lot of tension. And most of all, precious ones, just know that you're not alone. I believe that we're in things together, like we're in it together. This is our planet. It's a Horton Hears a Who moment. And so I love you, and I'm grateful for you, and the angels are grateful for you. So you be well. And if you happen to be listening from Ukraine or Russia, I haven't seen those countries pop up on my stats panel, but if you are listening, just know that there are so many here sending you love too. God bless you. And may the angels amplify the prayers of well-being so that you can feel them and know that we are here with you. So I love you, and we'll talk soon. God bless you. Thank you.